Are you thinking about buying or selling a home in Irvington, Dobbs Ferry, and Ardsley, New York? These Westchester hotspots have a lot of people asking, is now the right time to make a move? Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is John Bonafanti, your local real estate associate broker. In this video, we're diving into what's really happening in the local market, from price trends and inventory to demand and timing. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a long-time homeowner wondering if it's the right time to sell, then this video is for you. We've got the latest stats, expert insights, and local knowledge to help you make the smartest decision in Irvington, Dobbs Ferry, and Ardsley. We'll be looking at the first quarter of 2025 and analyzing each month, January, February, and March, and see what we can determine and conclude for the stats for each month. And before we start, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. First up, Irvington. In Irvington, the median sales price for a single-family home was $1.1 million in January, $999,000 in February, and $1.879 million in March 2025. And the average sales price in Irvington for single-family homes is $1.373 million in January, $1.259 in February, and $1.879 million in March of 2025. Now, what's important to note is that if a median price point changes drastically to the next month, that does not necessarily mean that the values of the homes in that area went up. It just means that more homes that were higher priced sold that month. And that's an important thing to look at when you see changes in both average and median sale price. And for new listings in January, we have 2 new listings. In February, 4 new listings available for sale. And in March, 13 new listings for sale. What makes that relevant is that you could see the number of listings coming onto the market and determine how much competition there is if you're selling and how hard and how much inventory there'll be if you're buying. So we can conclude for both buyers and sellers that in January, since there was only 2 new listings, it was very difficult to find a house if you're a buyer because there's not many options. The same goes true for February, which is 4. However, in March, we have 13. And that means as a buyer, there's much more inventory and more to choose from. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're a seller, there are 2 for sale in January, 4 for sale in February, and 13 in March. So if you actually hit the market in January or February, you would have a lot less competition, and it would be likely that you'd get a higher amount for the homes. Now we go to closed sales. The closed sales in January were 5, in February they were 3, and in March they were 2. And that's the reason why the data in terms of median and average price point varies greatly from month to month, because it's just the price of those couple of homes that sold that month that actually gives that monthly stat. Now the days on market was 62 days in Irvington, meaning that it took 2 months before a house went pending, 182 days in February, which meant it took about 6 months to go pending, and 94 days in March, meaning that the homes took about 3 months to go pending. And finally, the list to sold ratio. The list to sold ratio was 96.8% in January, 91.9% in February, and 105% in March. If the list to sell ratio is 96.8, that means that homes sold for 3.2% less than they were listed for. And the only month that we see prices sell for slightly above list price is in March at 100.5%. So what can we conclude? Well, first off, this market seems like it's a slight bit slower and could work for some buyers. It gives you more options to choose from, especially in March. However, the market does not seem to be dropping because the list to sold ratio are very close. And for both buyers and sellers, this is good news because buyers will not be overpaying and sellers will be getting the money that they would get for the comparables. Now let's look at Dobbs Ferry. In Dobbs Ferry, the median sale price is $1.25 million. In February, it was $1,040,000, and in March, it was $1.275 million. And the average sale price was $1.11 million in January, $1,040,000 in February, and $1.545 million in March. There were only 5 closed sales in January, 2 closed sales in February, and 5 closed sales in March, which is why the data really just depends on those specific transactions. The days on market in Dobbs Ferry in January is 75 days, meaning that homes were on the market on an average for 2.5 months, 59 days in February, which is about 2 months, and 153 days in March, which is about 5 months. And homes are selling close to the number that they're being listed for. In January, the list to sell ratio was 98.2, meaning that homes sold for 1.8% less than list price. The number in February is 98.5, meaning that the property sold for 1.5% less than list price. And in March, it's 100.9, meaning that homes sold for 0.9% above list price. Again, it's a very similar market for buyers and sellers because in this market, we see that homes are staying on the market longer, which makes it a good option for buyers because you won't be stuck with a 2-week bidding war when making offers that drives the prices up a lot. But for sellers, they're still getting the list to sold ratio that they're looking for, and they're getting the true value without the property values going down. And finally, Ardsley. The median sale price in Ardsley in January was $1.1 million. There was no median sale price in February due to no closed sales, and $650,000 in March 2025. In Ardsley, there were 3 new listings coming on the market in January, 3 new listings coming on the market in February, and 9 new listings coming on the market in March. And the days on market in January were only 25 days, so it took less than a month to sell the inventory. There were no new homes in February, and so in March, the days on market were 38. And the list to sell ratio was 101.2% above list price, meaning it was 1.2% above list price. Again, nothing in February, and 99% of list price in March, meaning that the properties sold for 1% less than they were listed for. As a buyer, Ardsley might be more challenging due to the fact that in January, all the homes sold in 25 days, and in March, the homes sold in 38 days, meaning homes are not staying on the market for more than 2 months, making it likely that there are bidding wars happening on the properties. And for sellers, the list to sell price ratio is equal, so it still is a great time to sell because you're getting the value of the properties that they appraise for. If you like this video, hit the like button, leave some comments below, and smash that subscribe button for more up-and-coming awesome videos, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when more up-and-coming awesome videos come out.